Hello everyone, it's Dman number 5, and today I am finally going to be reviewing a show that finished last week, MoonKnight, the newest Marvel Cinematic Universe entry into Disney+. So this is a 6-episode series, hopefully not a mini-series, but a series, and it stars Oscar Isaac playing the comic book superhero MoonKnight, also known as Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, and Jake Lockley. Along the way, he has a bit of some bumps in his mission, and yeah, let's just dive right into the series. I thought it was great. I thought it was good. The directing was very different, which is what we all kind of want from Marvel now, because there seems to be a formula going on. I did like the whole aesthetic of it. I liked they kind of changed up some things with Moon Knight's character, like the villains that he fights. They're not like in the comics. Sometimes he sees them in his head, like they're kind of like his own personal demons. But instead, it's just Egyptian, I guess, war dogs or something that only he can see, our people can't, and the only way to do is throw flour on it. That way you'll see it. They changed up Stephen Grant's character to British, where Stephen Grant is kind of like the smart guy of the group, where he knows a lot about everything, and they kind of did keep that, but it's mainly Egyptian type knowledge. He doesn't really know. I feel like if maybe you put him in a math tournament, he would probably lose by like maybe the 5th round. They changed it. They changed the main character in the first couple episodes to not from Mark Spector, but to Steven. And they gave it kind of, we'll go through the day of Steven's life and then hint that there's something going on with him, and then we'll see what's really going on. And I liked it. I thought the show was really good, and everything about it was great. The setup was good, but there are 2 or 3 things that I have a bit of a gripe about with this show. One, I want it to be a little more darker. Because we just got the Daredevil. We just got Daredevil and all the other Netflix Marvel characters onto Disney Plus, and those are dark shows. And I thought, oh, Moon Knight's gonna be like Daredevil. It's gonna be dark. It's gonna be gritty. It's gonna be action packed. It's gonna be awesome. We kind of got that, but when you read a Moon Knight comic, I had to kind of understand the character. This guy's crazy. Like, in the comics where he's fighting Taskmaster, the way he defeats him is by flying a fucking helicopter into the guy. I was kind of looking for shit like that. Crazy, bonkers, and just gory all around. We did get that, but it felt very... It felt like a little bit that Disney was kind of like saying, oh, maybe don't, let's cut that out really quickly. To be honest, the show felt short. I feel like they needed a few more episodes, because by, which episode was it, where Steven, where Steven dies and they get sent, and he's sent to an asylum. That's the kind of stuff I was looking for in the show. Weird, distorted, dark, like what's real, what's not, all that stuff. And we only got that in 2 or 3 episodes. I kind of wanted that more. And I feel like if they gave this show 8 episodes, like total, then we could have gotten more weird stuff. We could have explored more of Mark's character and Steven's character and their bond together, and we could have seen more of Jake Lockley. That's the third thing I want to bring up, but let me finish this really quickly. We could have gotten to know the characters a little more. We could have gotten to see like all this weird stuff that's going on in Mark's head with the multiple personalities of Khonshu, like just messing up his life. And we could have gotten to see more MoonKnight. To be honest, we did see a lot of him, but I wanted more. And now, let's move on to a character that they hinted at and should have shown more. Throughout the show, there is supposedly a third personality that's doing more awful killings than Mark. Now, a lot of us are thinking, if you're a MoonKnight fan or if you know just the basics, it's Jake Lockley. We're going to see Jake Lockley. And every episode, I think right in the episode where he's in Egypt and he's killing all these bandits, and Mark blacks out, and all the bodies are just scattered all over the place and bloody. I was thinking, we're finally gonna see Jake Lockley. We're in the third episode. We might as well see him. We don't see him officially until the post-credit scene. Listen, there are rumors going around that Oscar Isaac won't do a second season, and that was kind of a fear thing for me, because we get to the final episode, Jake doesn't show up until the post-credit scene. I'm like, great, we're not going to see him. Oh, there's the post-credit scene. Now we see him. We see the guy that's the most ruthless. Great. You'll hold him back for what? Season 2? It might happen, but it might not. So, yeah, those are my 3 problems. Show should have been longer. It should have been darker, more gorier. And we should have seen more of Jake Lockley. We should have seen like the whole MoonKnight span. We could have done crazy stuff, but instead we got a very good start to a character who probably will get better as it goes on. It's the Filoni effect. You got a character who starts out as a little bit annoying, but you might not like them. Then as they keep going, you like them more. Yeah. What did I think of the villain of this show? Marvel's clearly trying to get a Thanos going, a Thanos villain again, where it should be a sympathetic character, it should be an eco-terrorist character, it should be some character that we kind of relate with. Harrow, I don't think he'll be remembered that well, but because of his actor and how he was portrayed, I think people will kind of remember him a little bit. But they kill him off by the end. Spoilers, sorry. Yeah, they kill him at the end. And we're not going to see him again. But I feel like the villain could have been a little bit stronger. This is a guy who is a new avatar to another god and was the previous avatar to Khonshu. There is so much you could do with that. But they just have him as like this evil Gandhi. Like, and sometimes his intentions seem to be different sometimes. They seem to go back and forth. But I feel like him and Mark should have had a little bit of like a connection, like a little bit more of a connection to make their fight against each other seem more, to have more consequences and more tension. But that's just me. The story of the show is very... Actually, no, it's not. It's very Raiders of the Lost Ark meets The Mummy. It's pretty good, because you have Stephen Grant, who finds out that he has split personalities and is also a kind of superhero who is being controlled by a god. Sorry. And he finds this scarab, and then he's found by the bad guy who wants the scarab to unleash this evil, like, crocodile person. By the way, Amit in the last episode is fucking awesome. The design on that character is so unique and so... it's chef's kiss. They did a great job with all the gods of how like their true forms looked. Amit, Khonshu, Tarwedit, the hippo looked great, down to like the ears flapping and how like it clears its throat and everything. The voice acting for those characters are great. I can't remember their names, but those are voice actors and actresses who clearly know how to bring life into a character. And it was great. Yeah, great characters, great designs and everything. So Mark meets up with his ex-girlfriend, and then they get into a whole hiatus. Amit, God, I hope I didn't mess up the name, kills Mark, gets to the scarab, and then it takes like 2 episodes for him to come back alive. But him and Steven form a stronger bond without Jake Lockley. Again, we need more of Jake Lockley. And if you're wondering who Jake Lockley is, he's in the comics. He's a New York taxi driver who basically scopes out the area and is more, I can't say that he's more brutal than Mark, but he's definitely on the same level. And yeah, that's about it. And if you read the comics, you'll understand why Jake Lockley was very important to see in this show. So then MoonKnight, Mark comes. I'm skipping a lot of details in this show, but if you watch it, I'm kind of getting the key point, the main plot points. Mark comes back to life after being shot by Amit. No, wait. Harrow. You know what? It's Amit. Yeah, it's Amit. Fuck it. And they have a final battle, and we see fucking Khonshu versus Amit, Crocodile Amit, fight while Mark and Harrow fight with Layla, who is Mark's fiancée, become the first Egyptian superhero as the Scarlet Scarab. I hope I said that right. And the fight's pretty cool in the finale. All the fight scenes in this show are great. It's clearly it's the Marvel formula. The one thing that Marvel is doing well is getting their fights, is knowing how to direct their fights and how they should be done. And it's greatly choreographed where Steven throws his baton and then Mark catches it and keeps beating up all the bad guys. It's great. It's great. And they beat Harrow and they defeat Amit. And by the end, Harrow dies by Jake Lockley killing him. And, I forgot. In the finale, Steven and Mark both want to be free from Khonshu. And he agrees. But then the post-credit scene comes. And Khonshu's basically saying, why would I give these guys up? Why would I give up Mark? He's got this psychopath named Jake Lockley. I could do a lot with him. And that supposedly sets up a second season. Yeah. This show doesn't... one thing about this show that you could kind of watch again and you could still enjoy it and can kind of take out of the timeline is it doesn't really seem to have a lot to do with Marvel. If you saw this and you weren't a Marvel fan, you could probably watch this without any context from any of the Marvel movies. And I kind of like that about the show. It doesn't feel like it's continuing a story from 20 movies ago. No, it's a contained story that just happens to be in the MCU. And you could watch this again and be, oh, yeah, no, there's no Doctor Strange, there's no multiverse, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a great show, but it has its problems. And those are just why I thought we should see more Jake. I thought it should have been more like the Netflix shows, mainly Daredevil, gory, dark, brooding, but have a little bit of the Marvel formula. And it should have been longer. For a character like MoonKnight, you definitely need to do longer episodes. You definitely need to have more episodes. And yeah, I'm kind of glad that they didn't do a movie with this character, because if they did, oh, this would have been a horrible movie. But yeah, that's my review of Moon Knight. I'm sorry that it wasn't that thorough, but I covered the stuff that were nitpicks, and I covered the plot, characters, actors. Oh, all the actors in the show, great actors, phenomenal actors. And yeah, I hope there's a second season. All right, this is Dman number 5, and it's good to be back. Bye.